Hey guys, it's your girl Victoria, back to you with another review for Married at First Sight, Season 17, Episode 4, called Goodbye Single Life, Hello Marriage. Now, this episode was pretty lackluster. There wasn't really much going on at all, except for probably like the last 5 minutes of this episode in the previews for, I guess, next week, this season, whatever the case may be. So, I guess we're just gonna have to get into it. So we get to the couples getting to their hotel and their hotel rooms for the night, honeymoon suite, whatever you want to call it. And, you know, this is where they undress, unwind, have little conversations. Usually not much happens here, but we could go through anything interesting that happened with any of the couples. Austin, he was wearing a baseball cap to bed. You know, I think that was just to be funny, but it seems like he does like to wear baseball caps, which is fine. You know, it looks good on him in my personal opinion, but, you know, to wear it right before bed, no, okay, I don't understand why you're like indoors, it's nighttime, you're going to bed. But okay, listen, whatever floats your boat, you know, everybody got their own little kinks. Austin is wearing hats at night before bed. Okay, so we then get to Lauren and Orion. You know, of course she's gonna be wearing a bonnet. Understandably so, and I guess she teaches him like what a bonnet is, why we wear it, and whatnot. I don't know if they show us in depth, but I'm pretty sure he probably asks questions in regards to it, and she explains it more in depth. And he wear ones, and I was surprised that, I mean, I don't know, we don't know for sure, but it seemed like he wore it for the whole night into the next morning. So I thought that was pretty nice and appreciative and cute. So Orion, you get some brownie points for that, and you know, I didn't feel like he took any weirdness of her wearing the bonnet, so kudos to you for that too, because listen, like after this review, my bonnet will go on, okay? I should have probably brought it just for the show purposes, but we're already here now. I'm not going to go to get it because that's going to waste too much time. Anyway, we then get to Cameron and Claire. This, I feel like, honestly, they're going to be the problematic couple, the main problematic couple for the season. Because, you know, obviously the husbands are helping the females take, or their wives, sorry, not females, their wives take off their wedding dress. And when we get to Cameron trying to help Claire out, he doesn't even get, well, I don't know exactly how far in the lineage or whatever that he was helping her take her dress off. But I don't feel like he got far because she was like, okay, that's it. I'm good. Thank you. And he's like, well, there's still a whole lot more to go. She's like, no, it's okay. I'll figure it out. I'm good. Claire, if you felt uncomfortable with him doing all that, you should have probably just went into the bathroom and had a producer take it off, help you take it off. Like, I understand, you know, this is your first time meeting the guy. Maybe the chemistry is not there like you thought it was or think it is. And, you know, you got to, you know, get around to it. It's 100% understandable. I get it. But it's like, if you to the point where you're not even comfortable with homie, like, undoing your dress, then don't have him undo your dress just for him to undo, like, 2 buttons. And then you're going to be like, no, I'm good. Thank you. That's enough. Like, come on, girl. So that's it from them for now, because like I said, they're going to be the problematic couple of the season, I really feel like. And then we get to Emily and Brennan. So he's helping her take her dress off. She's letting us know, listen, ain't nothing underneath, okay? She don't got no bra on. She don't got no panties on. And I'm just like, listen, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, girl, if that's the way, if you like to go commando bra and panties, or, you know, you're trying to be sexy for the night for your husband, by all means, do you, boo. All I'm saying, you know, in my notes, all I put was like, oh, they effing tonight. Now, we don't know for sure if they did, but I'm just like, I don't know. It looked like you was prepared for, you know, if he was just going to rip your clothes off and y'all was going to, you know, get to effing, because after she got into her PJs and whatnot, because she said she normally sleeps naked. But, you know, was that her, Becca? One of them said they normally sleep naked. I feel like it was her. And, you know, but she gonna be wearing PJs for the night. Was that Becca? I don't know. But they got into the bed. They got to kissing and whatnot. And I'm just like, listen, if y'all do it, I mean, y'all technically married. Even if y'all not, you know how many people... Okay, so we get to day 1 of marriage. I'm gonna just move forward. We get to day 1 of marriage. Listen, all I'm gonna say is if you do something... What else is new? Okay, like, everybody know what will be going down. Anyway, day 1 of marriage. We're officially at day 1. It's the next morning. The couples are waking up, you know, mostly just to converse a little bit and eat breakfast in bed, whatnot. We start off with Claire and Cameron, and she's saying she has to remember who he was, you know, because it's her first time waking up next to him. She don't normally do that. So, you know, she's a little bit nervous, whatever the case may be. And then he says he ignored that she was even there. And I'm just like, okay. Cameron, this is what, episode 4? Like, I feel like Cameron, whatever. Cameron genuinely is just clueless to the way he talks. In a sort of sense of like very rude and demeaning. And it's just like, I personally couldn't do that. So it's like, I get where Claire's coming from in this episode. However, because, I'm giving him, what's the word? I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because, obviously he's not from America. So maybe where they did things where he's from is different from how they do things here. But at the same time, it seemed like you've been here for quite a few years. So I don't understand how you don't know about chivalry or, talking respectfully. But he's just very sarcastic and monotone with the things he says and very rude. Like I said, for me, well, then again, I'm a sensitive person, but I feel like for the average American, even though Americans are crazy, I'm an American, I can say that. But, I just felt like the way he says things, like I feel like he doesn't try to purposefully be rude and mean and demeaning and stuff, but it's coming off very, listen, sir, you are just blunt. And it's like, not in like, I'm speaking, real facts to you, like blunt as in, I don't care the way I talk to you, it ain't nothing, I ain't talking to you rude or nothing. But, and I'm just like, this is a red flag for me. I'm sorry. I can't do this. I would have been like homegirl who dumped Michael at the altar, like, I don't want to be married. But, it's too late. It's too late. It's already the next day and you waking up next time. I mean, she know better. She said she couldn't even remember that he was there or something in regards to that effect. But I feel like she'd be trying to, throw a shot and he'd be throwing shots. So that's all I took from them. After that, I was just like, okay, can we go to the next couple because I can't do this. So then we get to Brennan and Emily, they're talking over breakfast and, he makes mention, or I don't know who made the mention first, but pretty much, when it gets cold, Emily likes the windows open at night. Brennan doesn't like the windows open. He made a comment talking about, I'm going to have to wear a sweater to bed because, we're going to have to try to compromise. But I guess Emily said she'll compromise and not have it open. Listen, I don't know if y'all have like screens on the outside of your windows or whatever the case may be. I don't know if you have a 1-story house, 2-story house. I would feel more comfortable in a 2-story house with the windows open. 1-story house, forget it. Not at night. I'm sorry. I don't care. Like, if screens, it would make me feel a little bit better. But at the same time, people could, cut that open. You know what I'm saying? And on the second floor, yeah, you'll be a little more safe. But at the same time, who's to say someone can't find a way up to your second floor and still cut through the screen and open the window and get in? So it's just like, I personally wouldn't be doing all that. But, you want to let the natural fresh air, do it during the day. Do it during the day. At nighttime, if you hot and stuff, turn on the fan, turn on the AC, something, because the windows, no. We're going to be nice and cozy in the house. Listen, safety first, because now, not even nowadays, people been crazy, but it's just like, we're not taking no chances. Just like you lock the doors, lock all doors before you go to bed. We should be locking all doors, period, anyway. But it's like, just like you're going to be locking all doors, close and lock all windows too. But, I'm with Brennan on this one, but, Emily, does her own thing. Anyway, that's all I took from them. Like I said, with these mornings and conversations, ain't really much to take. We get to Becca and Austin. They talk about the foods that they don't like. And this is where Becca finally tells Austin about her health problems. So he appreciates the transparency in her telling him, and he didn't act weird about it. So I did appreciate that, because a lot of people, if they have like endometriosis, or in my case, like PCOS, sometimes you don't want to tell someone because of the fact, like, if they want to have kids, and of course, if you want to have kids, obviously your health condition can sometimes affect you having kids, not necessarily not having kids, but just make it harder to have kids. So definitely understand her, kind of being like, I don't want to tell him right away, but at the same time, this is something he should know. And I appreciate the fact that he kind of just like, all right, maybe he's still trying to process things, but, he just didn't seem like he took it as like a bad thing. Like, oh no, I don't want to be with her no more. Cause some people are probably like that. Not all, but I'm sure some people are kind of like, oh no, red flag, I'm done. Or deal breaker, I'm done. So thank you, Austin, for that. We move on to Orion and Lauren. They talk over breakfast in bed. I didn't take anything that they talked about for me to write down in my notes, so that's it. And then we get to the family brunches. Now, I'm not going to lie, guys. The family brunches are always something I cringe about because of the fact that, yes, I get there's family and friends that's going to be overly protective and ask a million and one questions. And, you know, I give a rant every single time about how y'all need to relax, okay? They're going to give you whatever you want to hear. And even in case they don't, there's no point to interview and ask them questions because they could say anything to your face and still do the same thing or the opposite of what they done told you to your face. So it's not about you asking questions, trying to get a gauge of them and being like, oh, I don't like this person for you. It's more so like y'all trying to just fill in time because no matter what, they can still hurt your, you know, daughter or your son or cousin, whatever the case may be. Like there's no point to even have these brunches because people still gonna do what they do. Look at all these seasons where people be acting a fool even after meeting family and friends. Like, this part is very irrelevant, so I'm gonna like kind of skim over this, but this is, you know, I really wish the producers of Married at First Sight would like cut this. You know, y'all want to keep the weddings and all this stuff and telling family and friends, fine, whatever. But this part and even sitting with the family and friends at the reception, which is more understandable at the reception because you're meeting the person for the first time, but these after brunches are just a waste of time. A waste. But okay, I digress. We're going to go through it, right? Okay. So we get to Brendan and Emily meeting each other's sides of the family, and it seems like both sides were a little skeptical in the questions that they were asking and whatnot, but for the most part, like, it didn't get disrespectful or anything. They seemed like, okay, you know, we'll see how this thing goes. And that was it for them. With Becca and Austin, Becca, honestly, I love Becca. She seemed a little crazy. Don't get me wrong. Becca seemed a little crazy to me. I was going to say a little bit of time, not a bit of the times, kind of, sort of. But I will say, out of all the girls for this season of Married at First Sight, I feel like I like Becca the most. I think it's because of the fact that she's a wedding photographer. So she deals with people all the time of all different types of personalities and stuff. So she's, you know, easy to talk to or easy to converse with people and, you know, gauge their personality or whatever the case may be in order to have a decent conversation with them. So I feel like, especially with Austin's easygoing family and friends and her being a bubbly person herself, it's like she meshes well with them. You know, look at the roommate from last week when she was talking with them and then her talking with his family this time. And, you know, Austin mama, she was, you know, a little upset, you know, that he was getting married, but it just seems like everything is going well. And I like the fact that, you know, they seemed receptive to her. So listen, I love it. You know, I really do hope out of all these couples, Austin and Becca makes it to the end because I feel like they're genuine. I feel like they match so far. You know, we'll see what the rest of the season brings, but I like it. And, you know, I kind of felt the same for Austin. You know, I really paid attention more so to Becca's interaction versus Austin's interaction. But, you know, both sides seem receptive to both Becca and Austin, and I like that. So then we get to Claire's sister, well, Claire and Cameron. With Claire and his friend, there's nothing to talk about because they didn't give much. And I'm just like, does Cameron really have friends? Or are these just people he asked to, hey, can you just come and do this so it looks like I have people? Because it seems like Cameron don't have nobody, because the fact that y'all can't talk about Cameron's personality and stuff like that, and even when at the ceremony, when they didn't have much to say about him, gives me like, yo, y'all don't know him. He don't have friends and family like that. So I'm just like, Cameron, I'm confused. And don't help the fact that he rude. Probably that's, actually, I think I just solved my own mystery here. That's probably why they don't have much to say, because they know he's a prick, but they don't want to make it seem like he's a prick. They don't want to say nothing bad about him, so they're just going to say the most, like, monotone type of thing that fits his personality. Like, he's just tall with a good head of hair. Because they probably know he probably full of S-H-I-T, not in the sort of sense that he would purposely try to play Claire, but like, he's kind of a jerk, but he doesn't realize he's a jerk because everybody's afraid to tell him he's a jerk type of thing. So he's just going to be a jerk and they just going to let it be. So maybe that's why. But as far as for Cameron talking with Claire's mom and sisters, you know, one of the sisters just give him the third degree, ask him all these questions, and more or less saying she don't trust him and got to see what he about and not hurting her sister and stuff. So she was one of those overprotective family members, and I just rolled my eyes throughout the whole ordeal. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Let's get to the next thing, because listen, no matter how you feel being protective of Claire, she could still get hurt. Okay, and what you gonna do? That's the thing. Y'all always say, oh, you better not hurt her or else y'all not gonna do ish. Okay, he could still hurt her. He already hurting her in this episode, with her little feelings, which, once again, like I said, understandable. But what you gonna do, sis? Nothing. Moving on. We didn't get to Lauren and Orion. They have meetings with their in-laws. It goes nice for the most part. I didn't take much from it. Orion seemed like he got well with, along with her friends. Same thing with Lauren and his mom and sister. Okay, cool. Now we have the couples that get back together to discuss their meetings with their in-laws. And that's when they get the knock on the door with the baskets of goodies to tell them where they're going to go for the honeymoon and where they're going. Cancun, Mexico. Nice. All right, we get to day 2, Mitch. I told you this episode wasn't much. Okay, so I'm just trying to put any little pizzazz that I can put into this review. So we get to day 2 of marriage, and the couples, they meet up to go on their date on their trip to Mexico, including Michael, but I think he was just coming there to let them know, listen, I'm not coming with you guys. Homegirl left me at the altar. And they still didn't, she's still a mystery. They still not mentioning her name or none of that. And there was no mention of like, yeah, she seemed like she was so excited for this at the bachelorette party. They don't mention none of that. So that's why I'm just like, what is going on here? Are we going to get any clarification of what's going on? Anybody going to ever tell us anything at the reunion? We're going to see her at the reunion. What is going on? So I'm like, dang, they really keeping this under locks. And, a lot of people who also review this show have been saying that, this seems like this might be a fake storyline or whatever, just to create some type of drama. And I really hope that's not the case, because if this is fake, like if Michael genuinely came on this show to get married and they played him on purpose, that is effed up. Now, if he's in on it, then okay, whatever. This is stupid. Regardless, it's dumb. But if they played Michael on purpose and then say, oh, we did get you someone, but, we kind of played you just for the TV show, just to make it more dramatic. It's like, why would you even put someone through that? Like, y'all ain't, listen, Married at First Sight, if y'all did this on purpose, if it ever comes out that y'all did this on purpose and played Mike on purpose, y'all effed up. Y'all ain't Sugar Honey Iced Tea. Okay? But I guess we're going to have to let time run its course, because, you don't find things out in the beginning, but then later on you'll be finding out the truth. So we'll see if Married at First Sight producers are on that ish. I hope not, but we're going to have to see. Anyway, so, they gave him words of encouragement and, say they still would want him to come on the honeymoon. But of course, he said he's not going to go. And, they do a little toast with each other. And then Michael leaves, but all the other couples, they get onto a shuttle bus to head to the airport. They get to Mexico. And, they arrive with welcome drinks waiting for them. They go to their suites. The suites are beautiful. Now we get to the last scene of this episode. You see? Nothing in this episode worth talking about. So, except for this, I guess. So, Claire is a little annoyed with her husband, Cameron, because of the fact that, listen, when they was at the airport, he wasn't even trying to make no effort of helping her. He was trying to walk away he got somewhere to be, and wasn't even taking in regards to oh, my wife, maybe I should wait for my wife or stick with my wife. He just kept walking. They showed the clips of it, them getting into the tunnel to go to the plane. So she expresses that she would like him to help, with her bags and stuff. It's pretty much a chivalrous thing to do. And then his response is, are you not capable? Because we were taught that, not to assume a woman can't do something, which on one hand, okay, that's the way you were taught. I can understand. But like I said, Cameron talks in a way that's very demeaning. And it's I don't know if he doesn't realize that he talks demeaning. It's just kind of how has no one ever spoke up to you about this? Because this is a problem. Okay, I've noticed that since the first couple episodes, but especially in this episode, this for me, this is a problem. You can't be saying anything any type of way to me, because I'm a firm believer, and I say this all the time in all my reviews. It's not what you say, but how you say it. And the way Cameron's saying it is a major red flag. Major red flag. Because you're not just gonna be are you not capable? Well, clearly I'm capable, Cameron, but it would be nice if you were to offer to help. Then he had the nerve to be like, well, you mean you don't offer to help to take my bags? Okay, Cameron, I listen, I know you, okay, I know you're not from America, okay? I know that you guys have different maybe ways of doing things back there. But you know, like I said, I was trying to give you a little bit of the benefit of the doubt, but after this scene, I was really like, listen, bruh, you've been in America for way too long to not know how to be chivalrous. So it's like, yes, I get it. You know, you didn't want to assume, but at the same time, it's like, it's one thing, okay, you didn't do it, and she's bringing it up to you, okay? It's one thing to be like, okay, I didn't realize you wanted me to help you, okay, I'll help you next time, whatever. But it's another thing to be like, are you not capable? Because we were taught not to assume. Sir, you didn't assume, okay? So she's voicing it to you and expressing it to you. She would have liked you to help. So now that she's expressed it to you, you're not assuming. She's letting you know, right? So then you could be like, okay, you know, I'm sorry about that. You know, I will try to work on being more chivalrous. What the, you know what I mean? Something like that. But no, are you not capable? You know what, Cameron? You know, this is only what, episode 4. You know, there's the door, bro. You could go. You could go. Because, you know, listen, I even let you go with the gift that you got her. You know, she says, you know, knowing where you're from, not hearing your accent, she can understand the gift. I don't even care about the gift. The gift don't even mean nothing, okay? It really don't mean nothing. But it's like, your little side comments and your, you know, sarcasm is just very uncalled for, especially to your wife. Like, you know, I understand he said he was confused because she mentioned that she didn't want no PDA or, you know, having like no like kind of physical touch and type of stuff, but now she's expressing that she wants some physical touch. So I can understand for him how he's a little confused in regards to that. But at the same time, it's just like, you don't have to be a jerk about it. You know, listen, Claire, if you did say you didn't want in the beginning in regards to PDA and stuff, and now you're saying you want it, be concise on what you want, okay? Listen, be decisive. But at the same time, that still doesn't give you an excuse to be a jerk and talking about, like, you know, give her rebuttals back, like, are you not capable? When she says, listen, I would like you to help me with stuff sometimes. So hopefully y'all can figure that out. Are they going to figure it out? Probably not. You know, I already, from the first episode, I was just like, I don't think these people going to work. But we're going to see what happens. But, you know, Married at First Sight producers be on some fugazi stuff, you know. Look at Michael. But, I mean, that's where the episode ended, and I'm just like, I mean, I don't know what this season is going to entail, but it just seems like it's going to be a lot of BS. You know, there's potential for long-term matches that I see in maybe 1-2 couples, but for the rest of them, ain't going to be none. Ain't going to be none. They going to get divorced, and if they stay together on decision day, they're going to be divorced by the reunion, okay? But all in all, for the most part, everybody seems calm, cool, collective, but Cameron and Claire is just not it. It's not going to be, it's just one of these faces. But that was it. That was, I mean, it's easy peasy lemon squeezy type of thing for this episode. I mean, if all episodes are easy peasy lemon squeezy, that's cool. But knowing Married at First Sight, it's never that case, never that way. But ain't nothing else to say. I'm talking too much already. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you laughed at least once, just once, even a little smirk, subscribe. If you didn't laugh at all, listen, this episode blew right past me, so it's understandable you didn't laugh. I get it, you know, but you know, we got 3,000 more episodes of the season. Come back next week. Hopefully it's something of oomph in this next week's episode, so I can make jokes or more jokes. You can laugh. Then you can subscribe, okay? All right, comment down below what you thought about this episode or the lack thereof, okay? Be easy, breezy, lemon squeezy. I'm so stupid. Be easy, breezy, lemon squeezy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.